This is Sam the Old Man playing, I think it's Shui? I forget the name of the game, but it's in the title. Start, load, let's start the game. I don't know anything about this game at the start, but it came up saying this is entirely fictional. Okay, I often think back to my childhood, especially my family. We were a large family and we enjoyed an idyllic lifestyle. Even in the presence of so many extra relatives, it was always a harmonious atmosphere. Those carefree days, I often thought, if only such a life could last forever. I wish there was some sort of animations on the screen, not just black. We often went to family outings in the mountains. Warm woods liked to accompany us on our voyages. I thought if only this could last forever. At the time, I thought of myself as a very pessimistic child. However, reality later convinced me that I was probably too optimistic. I don't believe it for a moment. Here we go, we've got some animations now. It was the end of summer and a pleasant scent wafted in the breeze. The serenity of the mountains was overpowered by the deafening buzz of cicadas. A true quiet afternoon never existed. Okay, with a sigh I made my decision. I struggled to my feet so I could step out of the shade. Oh well? I failed. Failed stepping out of the shade. Okay, this is interesting. I drew on the grass. Oh, the dew on the grass had begun to vaporize under the hot summer sun. The shade provided by sanctimonious trees stopped just at the edge of this grass, as if it was too afraid of the heat. I should have brought more water. How many times have I said these words today? Yeah, when it's hot, you gotta drink lots of water. Okay, it was my hope, though, that constant complaining I might find distraction of the unbearable heat. Unfortunately, it did little more than sour my mood. Okay, interesting. It's a story. Oh well. With another sigh, I righted myself and looked around, hoping to find any reason to face the ghastly sunlight. Oh, I know what you mean. Sunlight, evil. Gives you skin cancer if you're not careful. The bag on my back felt like 1,000 pounds. Okay, I'm gonna say it right here. You are not too optimistic by any means. Like, by a long way, you are not too optimistic. Okay, it was crammed with all manner of useless personal effects. Not that the bag was particularly light to begin with. The weight of... Well, there's a problem. Buy a lightweight bag, and if you buy the bag that's 5 kilograms to start, it's just going to get heavier. Buy something that's under a kilo, like under 100 grams preferably, and you'll be sorted. Anyway, the weight became unbearable. The sweat on my back evaporated almost immediately as I removed the bag and put it in my hands. I then became aware of a developing sharp pain in my shoulders. Ultimately, the bag became too heavy to carry and I tossed it to my feet. I shouldn't have taken so much with me. Yeah, these are all just super rookie mistakes. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, shook my head, braced myself, and looked forward. There you go. That's the attitude. Suddenly, I saw a little store on the edge of the mountain. A Coke would sure be nice. No, don't drink Coke. The sugar drinks are terrible in the heat. They just dehydrate you further. It had been 43 minutes and 4 seconds since I finished all my water. For such a well-known place, it seemed rather barren. I saw no sign of other visitors. However, respite had finally presented itself. I felt I had been clutching at straws. This store was my last hope. Where in the wilderness are you? Surely you're not that far from home, unless you live in the wilderness. Anyway, a straw is a terrible metaphor. It's so dry, perhaps seaweed instead. Yes, seaweed. I love to eat seaweed. It's very tasty and healthy. Laughed at my own unfunny joke. Yeah, it wasn't funny at all. And if you haven't lived in Korea, Japan, you might not even get it at all. But anyway, I still had to cross the shadeless yard to reach my newfound sanctuary. Better than dying of thirst, I suppose. I made up my mind to move out of the shade. Leaving your bag behind? I mean, Surely you could have dragged your bag to this store. Anyway, 5 minutes later. Oh, the humanity. He had to go 5 full minutes. Regretted the decision. Am I on? There's a little auto button there in the right hand corner. Am I on auto? What happens? Okay, yep. So auto is just going to progress the story automatically through. The store was closed. It was Wednesday. Even the most popular tourist attraction do not see many crowds during the work week. Yes, that is true. I'm going to say this is from Korea. Okay, that must be why the store is closed. Oh look, the Coca-Cola vending machine. It's spelt with a K. It's probably to avoid copyright issues. I'm surprised they're not sponsored, but anyway. Empty boxes that once contained soft drinks were strewn about the floor. With a wry smile, I braced myself and looked around. There was a small forest behind the store. Through the forest I could see an ancient-looking cloister sitting upon a hillside. What's a cloister? I know it's a Pokemon, but I don't think this is a Pokemon game. Behind the cloister was a pavilion. A pavilion looked magnificent. Okay. Just more stuff about the pavilion. Okay, I thought it might be best to wait there until the sunset. Yeah, good move. Sit in the shade again. And wait for the sun to go down. Very Korean or Japanese looking. The pavilion was much bigger than it had appeared from a distance. The inside was very spacious. Okay, it was much cleaner than I expected too. I attributed this to the lack of tourists. Normally I'd be a little more picky about where I rest, but at that moment I was far too tired to care. I found a corner and promptly sat down. So the Koreans and Japanese actually like attacked each other through history, and I think it's like they're very culturally independent, but to a foreigner they are actually quite similar, as much as they don't like to admit it. I lived in Korea, that's how I know. Anyway, gazed out from the pavilion. For the first time today, I felt lucky. The late summer sky was translucent blue. I'm talking South Korea, of course. I haven't been to North Korea. Anyway, flocks of birds flew over my head and then disappeared into the mountains. Wildflowers coloured the paths as butterflies danced among them. As the wind gusted, the forest can be quivered like a ribbon. Through the trees, I made way out to an old building. The chimes rang, the sound echoed through the mountains. Is this basically a book? Is this just a book game? Closed my eyes and took a deep breath. Earthly rumblings emaned from the soil and rotting leaves, along with fleeting bits of my own memory, took my mind back to a place I'd been long ago. Come on, when is the game going to start eventually? Hike along days spent with loved ones and comfort in the warm words. I'm tempted to put the auto on and just let you read it yourself rather than read it out. There was a certain sweetness to it all. The air mix was something sweet. A scent. Let's put auto on. Okay, there we go. And just play this through. Oh, auto turned off. There we go. Auto's on. Is it? So what's happening? There's no image now. What's going on? I'm just skipping through really fast to get to some sort of game. Okay. Is this real? Is this like the game record for world's longest introduction? Oh, she's dehydrated too because it's hot. From reading that, she wants tea. Tea sounds good. Oh, she has tea. Okay, yep. Anyway, green tea, of course, because again, that Korean Japanese culture. Green tea is awesome. I like green tea. She's drinking her tea. I'm actually drinking coffee now instead of tea. But I actually had some tea earlier this morning. Okay, there we go. Is it going to turn into a game soon? Or is this literally the world's longest introduction? Here we're just speeding through. How fast? How fast before we actually have to do something? Look how fast it goes. Boom, 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 so fast. How fast can I Player, we've got a different scene here. Oh, someone dying of fatigue and a little girl rescued her. Okay. Still going through fast. I'm pressing with 3 buttons. How fast can you get through this game? Oh, the girl's gone. We haven't had to make any decisions yet. I'm tapping the screen so fast that if we do... Oh, look at those, the stone elephants. Cool. Very cool stone elephants. Tapping the screen so fast to make the game progress, because this was going to take too long. And my reading is a narration. I don't think it's good enough to justify a full episode of this, but yeah. Anyway, this is my comment. So this is it. If you want to read the full story, and it just looks like a story with pictures now and there. Some pictures appear to be missing. Oh, there we go. They're eating ice pops. So that's fun. Anyway, so if you want to find out about this, you can go and get the game yourself. For me, I'm not really interested in the story unless there's a point to it. We're going to find out. We're going to go through the pictures and are nice. It very much reminds me of my time in Korea. There's some very nice Korean forests and Korean, like old Korean bridges that look just like this, that are very cool. The mountains in Korea were amazing, and the old historic sites were pretty cool too. And even the new ones are pretty cool too, the tourist sites and stuff. I'd say it's worth going. Seoul is an amazing big city. Seoul is pretty good. And there's a few stuff out in the countryside that's worth seeing. And Busan, they've got a nice beach there if you're going in summer. I think Jeju is the Korean, or Jeju. Sorry if my pronunciation is terrible. It's like a island, very popular island, volcano island with lots of cool hiking that tourists go to. Very popular site for Chinese tourists to go. But yeah, anyone can go. It's awesome. Anyway, that appears to be this game. It's not a choose your own adventure or anything like that. It's, as far as I can tell. Let's see what the menu button does. Language, English, yes. Transitions, all. Skip scene messages. Auto forward time. Oh, we can increase the text speed. Auto forward time. There we go. Okay, how do I... Okay, return. So now that I've increased that, it should go forward even faster. Here we go, even faster. Look how fast we're going through. The missing animations there. The game appears to be not quite finished, but in the future it will be. I'm reluctant to call it a game. It's really just a book, a story, which might be a fun story. Again, I'm not going to read through the whole story. Actually, I could do another recording of reading the full story out to you. It would probably take several hours. I'm a bit of a slow reader, a little bit dyslexic, so sometimes I get it a little bit wrong, as you probably recognized as I started this episode. But that won't stop me. If you really want me to read out this whole story, I will do it for you if you comment and tell me that that's what you want. Otherwise, you can read it yourself. That's probably going to be faster and more efficient. And in fact, I wouldn't be surprised if the text is read out as well. But obviously, with the microphone that I've got in, I can't hear in game the sounds at all. Only you can. They're still recorded in the recording. So we're 14 minutes. Whoa! What are they doing? Going swimming? Yeah, going swimming. Okay. Swimming's a good thing to do on a hot day, and drinking water so you don't get dehydrated. And we're going through so fast. What are they going? They're exploring the tourist sites, or are they in the town now, or it still looks like they're in the tourist location of some sorts. Going through fast. Oh, did we get through? Did we finish it? I think we finished it. That's it. We finished the whole game. That's it. So that's how far. 15 minutes and you can get through that game if you don't read it. That was stupid. Again, could be fun if you want the story. Is this what's...
Thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, remember to hit that subscribe button so you can follow me in my adventures. Have a happy day!